Greenland. Sovereignty beyond money. A real estate deal laden with the spirit of a superpower. In 2019, the world seemed nudged into laughter when US President Donald Trump casually voiced his wish to buy Greenland from Denmark. At first glance, it sounded like a real estate negotiation. Yet beneath the surface, it revealed the selfish face of America as a superpower, ready to price territory, as though it were a mere asset to secure its own national interests. Trump was not merely a businessman who saw the world as a marketplace. He embodied a political culture deeply ingrained in America. For nearly a century, the belief that the sovereignty of other lands could be bought, provided it aligned with the state's own interests. The laughter of the world that day carried a shadow of unease. The deal never materialized, but it laid bare that the United States viewed Greenland as a global stake, not just a bargaining chip in one man's hand. The core, hidden national interests. 1. The northern eye of the early warning system, Patuxent Space Base NORAD. Patuxent Base, formerly Thule, is a strategic jewel that cannot be underestimated. Its AN FPS 132 UEWR radar links directly to NORAD through the 12th Space Warning Squadron, under Space Delta IV at Buckley Space Force Base in Colorado. This is America's northern eye, monitoring ICBMs from Russia and China, and even tracking space objects that might threaten Earth. A firmer grip on sovereignty in Greenland means sealing off risk to one of the most vital security assets of the 21st century. 2. Rare earths, a treasure tapping America's red line. Greenland hosts rich deposits of rare earth elements, REES, particularly at the Kvarnafjeld Quanasut mine, containing REES, uranium, and zinc. Since 2016, China's Shunghe Resources has held a stake. For Washington, this crosses a red line. REES are not just for smartphones. They are the backbone of weapons, radars, and clean energy. If Beijing gains full downstream control, it would hold the keys to the future of global technology. The domestic politics of Greenland complicate matters further. In 2021, a new government banned uranium mining, halting Kvarnafjeld and triggering multi-billion euro ISDS lawsuits. It raises the defining question. Between environmental security and global economics, who prevails? 3. Airports and infrastructure, the Arctic's lifeline. Between 2018 and 2019, China's CCCC sought contracts for airports at Nuuk and Ilulissat. Denmark abruptly intervened, injecting state funds to force Beijing out in 2019. This was no minor scuffle. These airports are the Arctic's arteries, vital for military logistics, supplies, and future transport corridors. For Washington, it meant fencing China out of Arctic logistics choke points, while shoring up NATO's mobility in the high north. Europe's lens, sovereignty and the green supply chain. When Denmark rebuffed Trump with the phrase, "Greenland is not for sale," it was more than words, it was the defense of Europe's sovereignty. Simultaneously, the EU reimagined Greenland, no longer just Denmark's backyard, but a strategic partner in its Critical Raw Materials Act, CRMA, 2024 and a 2023. Mao with Greenland, part of the bid to build a clean supply chain and cut dependence on China. China's lens, the dragon beneath the ice. China plays the long game in the Arctic. Though it has no Arctic territory, it calls itself a near-Arctic state and advances its Polar Silk Road strategy. In Greenland, China lost the airport bid but retained stakes in mining projects and continues to dominate global downstream REE processing, a quiet leverage forcing the US and EU into a competitive scramble. Greenland's lens, the true penholder. Greenland is not a pawn but the real penholder. The Self-Government Act of 2009 handed Nuuk authority over its resources. Its people face a tough equation. Revenues from mining and airports could reduce dependence on Denmark, but environmental and community health remain inviolable red lines. The opposition to uranium mining at Narsak lit up politics within Greenland's own parliament. A long history, from Truman to Trump. In 1946, President Truman offered $100 million in gold for Greenland, seeing it as the shield of North America. This proves America's national interest in Greenland did not start with Trump. It is woven into the DNA of US security for nearly a century. Closing. Sovereignty is beyond pricing. Trump's buyout style offer may have sparked laughter, but the reality is stark. Early warning radars, rare earths, and Arctic airports form a triangle of national interest every superpower is watching. In an Arctic where ice melts faster than elsewhere, new sea routes and shifting military balances will reshape geopolitics permanently. What appeared as personal ambition masks a deeper truth. It is state interests that drive the world. And this is not just a warning for Greenland or Denmark, but for every nation, that sovereignty cannot be exchanged for money. The duty of states is to ensure they never fall under the dominion of any superpower.